when the web hits the television set, whatever functionality comes out, how do you think students will respond? Will they use it? Will they use it in different ways than they use the web on their PC or on their mobile device? It's speculation, but what do you think is going to happen?
Ariel?
I always think this is really interesting because I think that people focus really on the device. They're like, are kids watching TV? They're not watching TV. They're watching it online. They're not watching it online. And I think that kids care about the show and they care about what they're watching. And like I was using Surf the Channel, which is an illegal site, until Hulu had more content. And now I use Hulu. And so I think that like it really had nothing to do with whether like I'm fine with watching the ad or not watching the ad. Like I think that it's more of if I want to watch season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and you have it, then I'll watch it there. And if you don't and it's not convenient for me, I won't. And so I don't know, like I think that yes, we'll start to see it more and more, like we'll start to see kids using it, but I don't think it really has to do with the fact that the internet is coming to television. I think that shows are just in different places and they will find those shows wherever they are.
Just the one thing I'd add is it's interesting that the internet's coming to TV, but in a lot of cases the TV and the internet are in the same room in the house and it's just a bigger format for viewing the same content. One of the things that's actively revolutionizing everything is GPS on phones and the ability to view content and new things you can do with content that are location-based. No matter what the content is, it's just facilitating all different types of content discovery and interaction between people. I think it's really, really exciting and that we're going to see a lot more of it in the coming months.
Jim Clark, who was the founder of Silicon Graphics, and he, while he was at Silicon Graphics, he started a project to, make the kind of like what he called the telecomputer, right? Which, and then he ended up abandoning that project to start Netscape. And I think that that the reason he did that is because the internet's not going to come to the television is going to come to the internet. Another kind of telling example is the Walkman was a very disruptive force in music and audio listening. And the reason is they targeted it to teenagers who didn't have big stereos or home radios, right? Like the reason Hulu is going to be really disruptive is because a lot of kids don't have a TV, but they do have a laptop, or college kids do have a laptop, right? So I think the television is going to increasingly be on laptops that people are just watching either around a coffee table or, in bed as they chat on Facebook. And the other thing I would add is that, and I think that you guys are doing a really good job, is that the television experience isn't going to be isolated to the 30-minute or 1-hour block that you get once a week. It's going to be much more interactive, much more branded. There's going to be interactive storytelling, kind of user participation, and I think that we're already starting to see some inklings of that. But I think the pioneers of that model are going to be on the web doing webisodes, right? And actual television is going to be scrambling to catch up. Right, and I would say that one of the biggest disruptive forces is actually going to be like watching TV on your phone. So whenever that happens, I don't know. So
can I say one quick?
Yeah.
Just on the back of that, once your TV and your internet is just one device, think about if you start getting used to watching CBS News on your computer. How long is your attention that on CBS News you don't get to choose which piece of news you're going to see? At the beginning, they kind of tease all this stuff, but you may have to wait 20 minutes to see the piece of news that you really want to watch. When it's just one screen and you're used to being able to see the content you want to see exactly when you want to see it. I'm actually more interested in seeing how the traditional content like these TV shows are forced to modify when users conflate the viewing habits of the two in one device.
Yeah, if I may weigh in as a web publisher, I'd have to say I'm a lot more worried about what happens when most of the internet is consumed over the phone than over the TV. I think we're going the way of Europe and Japan, especially with the young people, that the iPhone may be 50% bigger is the way people are going to be getting a lot of their internet content.